on Drury Lane.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, it was another weekend morning back in the kitchen on Drury Lane. And oh, it was time to make the muffins. Usually fast asleep am I. But today, I have a crisis on my hands. Oh my! I've seemed to misplace my spatula. My trusty favorite spatula. Do you know why I need my spatula? I need my favorite spatula to turn the batter for making muffins. Oh my! Whatever am I going to do? I just can't turn the muffin batter with my bare hand. Let's revisit some of the charities and organizations that we visited in the past just to see where my handy-dandy spatula is. I'm sure they're probably up to doing amazing things since we've seen them last. Actually, losing my favorite spatula might turn out to be a wonderful thing. I'll get to find my spatula and rediscover the positive and helpful ways that many charities touch the community with. Oh, come along. Let's get an update on some important charity work while I visit them to find my super duper wonderful favorite stupendous fabulous spatula. On our important quest to find my lost spatula, we first visited Crossroads Center for Children. You might remember our past visit where we took a tour of Crossroads School. But let's revisit them to see what Crossroads has been up to.
Hey everyone, I'm Kelly Young, the Executive Director at Crossroads. We're here at our Bowl-a-thon. It's a great event. We have a lot of people from the community here, some staff members and their family, some kids from the school and their family, and this is always a fun fundraiser for us because we get to bring the kids involved, and we know sometimes our parents have challenges in getting the children out into the community, so this is always a fun event for us to be able to bring them and their families here together and raise some money for Crossroads. So we're gearing up for next month is April Autism Awareness Month, so we're gearing up for that. We've got some fundraisers leading up to that. Our gala, which is our big fundraiser for the year, is in April, so we're all working hard for that. And honestly, at the school, getting ready to wind down the school year already, getting kids ready, those that are leaving us and going to kindergarten or going on to other programs. We're trying to wrap up the year and get them ready. So spring is always a fun time. It's a very busy time for us because of April, but we're really excited to be here and spend Sunday afternoon with all of us together.
Hi, I'm Steve Oil. My son went to Crossroads Center for Children when he was in preschool, and it made all the difference in the world. I love events like today's Bowl-a-thon to support Crossroads Center for Children. I love the gala every year they have to support it. I also love the golf tournament. These events are really crucial for a couple of reasons. The first one I can think of is it brings awareness to the community about the school. Crossroads Center for Children is a school that helps people with autism, young people with autism, and they also help people who don't have autism, but primarily the autistic community. And they do ABA therapy. They do the best in the area in terms of ABA. And people don't know about it enough, and we want to get the word out because they make differences in people's lives and in families' lives. So we always say that Crossroads Center for Children brought Matthew back home to us, because when he started there, he couldn't talk. He wasn't able to speak. He understood some things, but not too much. And by the time he left, he basically looked like many other students in a typical kindergarten when he left at age 5. And our prayers were answered in that way. Crossroads helps so many different students and so many different types, levels of autism and how it affects them. But for our family, we could not be more pleased with the therapists, with the teachers, with the leadership, with the training, the knowledge that they gave us, so that we could follow through and do these things at home as best as we could.
Okay, so today's event is going really well. We had a good turnout. This is our rescheduled time and date due to some past bad weather. A lot of the kids are here having such a great time. Everybody's coming together. A lot of laughs and smiles and fun. So it's really important that we're all here today to be united and raise some money for Crossroads to utilize different things that we might need. But overall, it's such a great event.
Hi, Cindy Barkowski, board member for Crossroads Center for Children. We're here today at Boulevard Bowl in Schenectady. Thank you to them and to everybody supporting, having our Bowl-a-thon fundraiser. We always have a fun time and we appreciate all the support. And let's see what else. And we appreciate Thaddeus being here and everyone helping us get the word out about this special school in Rotterdam. Crossroads is, my son is going to be 23, and it's a wonderful place. Way back when in the day, helped us and our family, and we thanks for all the support. They're still doing it, even on a bigger scale now, so we appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, we're wrapping up the Bowl-a-thon here soon. If people are interested in helping Crossroads, we can always use volunteers. We accept donations. We are a nonprofit school, so we rely on the community's support to help us with all the extra things that we need at the school. You can visit our website at crossroadcenter.org. No S in between there, crossroadcenter.org, or call the school 518-280-0083, and we'll hook you up with the right person to help, whether it be volunteer, donation of materials, or certainly any funding donation. We would appreciate that as well.
We also visited the Focus Churches of Albany. Let's see what new developments they have in helping the homeless.
Week. And we've noticed recently that our numbers are up over last year, particularly in the breakfast program. We think this may be due to the fact that it was a lot colder last year, and the governor introduced the Code Blue policy, which asked shelters to stay open longer and to feed people breakfast rather than putting them out in the street first thing in the morning. And that cut down on the number of people that were needed to come to breakfast or were willing to come to breakfast to walk in that kind of cold. This year it hasn't been so cold, and we've got just about a 10% increase coming to breakfast. We serve a hot breakfast Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings from November 1st through mid-April. And then a cold buffet-style breakfast the rest of the year. One of the things we've noticed is that there is an increasing number of people coming to the pantry and to the breakfast program who actually have jobs, but they're only part-time jobs and they pay minimum wage or perhaps barely above minimum wage. This still leaves people in a condition that we call food insecure, where they end up, by the end of the month, they have to choose whether they're going to eat or pay the heating bill or the rent or new shoes for the kids. A young man, we'll call Joe, who's been coming to breakfast for quite some time, and he reported to us that he was an alcoholic and he was living outside. He really wanted some help, and but couldn't figure out how to get into a residential program that would get him off the street and get him the help that he needed. And we didn't see him for a while after we first talked with him, and he came in and announced that although he was still living outside where he could in the parks or along the river, he had been sober for 3 months. We were able to help him connect to some other programs, and he remained sober. We didn't see him again for a while. When he came back and told us he had been sober for 7 months and was now in a residential program. Joe looks much better, acts much better, is happy with the progress that he's making. He doesn't come as often anymore because he doesn't need to. But that's one of the places we were able to help folks who are feeling very stuck and helpless to get connected to the services they need. Joe went to work. He did the work he needed to do, and is now starting a part-time job. And he has an apartment to live in. The best thing that people who want to support us can do is to, first we'll always be happy to take a donation. We get most of our food through the food bank, so we can actually buy food far cheaper than a donor could buy food. So if you want your dollars to go further and help more people, the best thing to do is to send us a check or go online to our website at focuschurches.net and look for the Donate Now button. The address here is 275 State Street in Albany, 12210. We're also always interested in talking to folks who wish to be volunteers. You can call our office and talk to Belinda, our volunteer manager. The number here is 443-0460.
And here, I have to say that we just rested because St. Joseph's Place is a place to just be. Let's see what's just going on there.
Hello, I'm Sister Ann Christie. I'm one of the co-directors at St. Joseph's Place on Hamilton Hill, a ministry of St. Joseph's Parish. Thaddeus came to visit us. The Muffin Man came to visit us, and we had many of our guests were very thrilled that they were interviewed. They enjoyed the experience very much. We also have received some financial donations as a result of our appearance on the Muffin Man. People were very happy to hear what we're doing. The Sisters of St. Joseph, who were part of this, were very happy to hear that we were able to be interviewed, and they are appreciative for all that the Muffin Man did for us. Since the last time you were here, we've had several things going on. We had a day where we gave away some of the hats, mittens, gloves, towels, sheets, things of that nature that were given to us, donated to us. We also had a day every Monday. We have sewing, knitting, crocheting, arts and crafts. We've had 2 of those days since you were last here, and people today made some St. Patrick's Day cards with stamps. They turned out very well. We also are preparing for springtime weather, we hope, and this week we will have sewing once a month. 2 of the women from St. Joseph's Parish come in to mend and sew with our guests, for our guests.
We just wanted to say that we get about 600 visits from our neighbors and friends every month. And so, one of the challenges here is to try to have enough refreshments for our friends so that we can really serve them better. We also want to be a place that collaborates with what's going on in the neighborhood. What's happening over at Sikkim and at Bethesda, at Quest, and at Salvation Army. So we can make sure that our friends know where they can go for various services that are available in our neighborhood. It's Lent in the Christian tradition, so we have 40 days of Lent, but we're looking forward to Easter, and one of our sisters is getting Easter little favors ready for everybody, and she's very excited. She's been working on this. Sister Jacinta made favors and little baskets, little bags available to our friends at Christmas time, and she's going to have that again for Easter, so that there's a little something special for people, and people know that they're being thought of and cared about, which is really very important to folks. As I said before, we have about 600 visits a month from friends and neighbors in this part of Hamilton Hill. And so St. Joseph's Place is always looking for coffee, tea, cookies, crackers, any kind of treats, edibles that people can enjoy when they come in and pay a visit. They really enjoy these things, and they really enjoy sitting around and having conversations with each other as they enjoy the treats that we offer here. Many times our friends make things, like our friend Dolores today. She's brought in cupcakes that she's made for us. So people in the neighborhood are very generous, and we really do count on that generosity of our sisters and friends and our parishioners at St. Joseph's to help us keep treats coming so that people can enjoy that when they visit us.
You'll love it! You'll love a free muffin from the Muffin Man. And here's your chance to get one. A free muffin delivered to you directly in the mail for just showing today's charity that you care. No money or credit cards or purchases necessary. And here's your chance. Simply send a message of support to today's charity and receive a free muffin in return. Log on to themuffinmangives.org. Make today a giving day. Will you join the Muffin Man in giving to others? We look forward to giving a free muffin to you as a thank you.
It took all of this time, but I finally found my spatula. It was at the Bridge Church with Pastor Bookout. Let's see what he has to say.
Come on over. Well, a lot of things are happening here at the Bridge Christian Church. As they say, we don't let any grass grow under our feet. Not at one already. When I get up in the morning, my feet hit the ground and I go. Of course, after praying and asking God to help us. And by the way, we do have a food pantry too as well. And that's opened up twice a month. Thank you. Twice a month. And you can call the church for the scheduling on that. And we have given away over 100,000 meals to people in the community here in Schenectady. Here at the Bridge, we believe that we should be a faith-based organization. And we don't have any income coming in from, the state of New York or any other funded programs at all. What we do have is faith in our heart. And people here are outreach programs, and when they do, they want to come in, they give us food, they help us financially. We even have a program at the food bank in Latham where you can call the Latham Food Bank and you can actually put money into our deposit, our bridge deposit box there, and it will be forwarded onto purchasing food out of the regional food bank. That's in Latham, New York. And I do have a number that will be coming up on your screen, and that'll help you know a little bit more information about how to contact the regional food bank and make sure that money goes into a special account for us for people here in the Schenectady area. Many more things are happening too as well. I get up every morning and I say, thank you, God, for all these creative ideas. They keep coming. I'm dreaming big. As I grow older, you'd think the dreams would get lesser. But the fact of the matter is the dreams are getting bigger and larger. We have a crosswalk coming up for Good Friday crosswalk here. This is the third year we're going to be doing it in Mount Pleasant. And it's a great time where all the churches, interdenominational churches, will gather together and we carry a cross from one church to another church to another church. And this has grown only from just 2 years ago now. This is our third annual year doing it. Just 2 years ago when we started it with just a handful of people and just a few churches to now about 6 or 8 churches, I believe, are going to be involved this year. If you want to know more information, you can call the number on your screen. It's 864-5849. And we have Catholics and Protestants and Pentecostals, Episcopalians. It's going to be a great time. And we just take the cross and we walk from one church to another. And that pastor of that church gives a brief message to their congregation and to those people that show up from the other churches about Easter and about the resurrection. So that's going to be that's going to be Good Friday, preparing for Easter Sunday. So if you want to be a part of that, we warmly welcome you and invite you to come to that as well. Hi, this is our Bridge Christian Church ice cream truck, which was donated to us, and we painted it up all these nice, fancy, warm, friendly, joyful colors. And we're going to take this truck through the Mount Pleasant community here, and we are going to give free ice cream away. And this is going to be a summer program for us. And we're going to get a bunch of ice cream, scoop it out, and bring it to the neighbors and the friends, and just let them know about the love of Jesus. That there's a church in their community that is giving back to the community. We don't want to take from them. We want them to know. Our message is that Jesus gave to us free. We want to give back to them freely. So if you'd like to help us support this outreach, please give us a call here at the Bridge Christian Church. We could use your prayers. If you'd like to partner with us, we'd love to join our hearts with your faith. Oh, you want to go? Okay. This is our Bridge Christian Church Dream Center here. And people drop clothes off to us, winter coats, summer clothing, hats, gloves, mittens, shoes, everything. And we really appreciate it. We also have bread dropped off to us. And many other, organizations come over here and they get the bread from us, we supply it to them, and then they bring it to their food pantries and give it away as well. So this is really a blessing. We do this on a weekly basis where we get this bread, we give it away. And so if you know of anybody who needs any type of assistance in this area, or they're in a difficult situation, we here at the Bridge Christian Church want to welcome them with open arms and saying, come on over. We freely give ourselves back to you with the love of Jesus Christ. Well, this is our Worn Again Bridgeware. Like they say, born again Christians, we call it our Worn Again Bridgeware. And we have some beautiful items here that people bring in from the community. We have a wonderful lady who sorts through it all. We have volunteer staff. She's in charge of it. Her name is Rosa Rodriguez. And this clothing room is open, I believe, twice a week. And we have tons of clothing that come in here. Clothes, shoes, jackets, children's clothing, professional clothing. So if you're looking for a job and you want to go on a job interview, you can't afford, a professional outfit, come on over here. We may have something for you to wear and you'll be able to get that nice job. So here we are, back of me, we have items like junior blouses. They're all labeled here what they are, boys and toddlers, junior jackets, boys over there. Let's see, we have Mrs. Petite here. They're all labeled. Rosa does a great job, and our volunteers that come in from our neighborhood do a great job. They spend hours doing this. And by the way, this is all free. We give it away free, F-R-E-E, and for people who need it. So if you are in need, we want to help you. We're here to help you. We're a church that gives back to our community. We want to be known for that. The Bridge Christian Center wants to be known as a church that doesn't take away from the community, but that gives back to the community because God gave it to us free, salvation, and we want to show you the image of what Jesus did for us that we can give you because we love you and give it to you free as well. We just recently had a homeless awareness evening where I slept out in this cardboard box to raise awareness of the homeless people that are sleeping out on our streets during the cold, harsh winter months. Well, I made this cardboard box, and this is how I entered here. I put a sleeping bag inside, and what we did is that there were a lot of people that I noticed around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning walking around our neighborhood here in Mount Pleasant. And so we opened up our church and we gave them meals to eat. We gave them soup and we gave them chili and people brought in all kinds of spaghetti and meatballs. It was great. It was great. And so that night was open for those people that were just walking around. We gave away winter coats and hats and mittens and boots, and they came in. But I wanted to feel what a homeless person really was feeling. And let me tell you, it's a really difficult situation out there because you never know if somebody's going to come in, knock on your box. We had people walk by and talk and hit the box. God protected us. And it was a great night though because I got a whole a different outlook on how people on the streets live. And so we are reaching out to our neighborhoods and those people that are homeless, and we just want to let them know that if there's anything we can do to help, we're here to help. We have winter coats and hats and mittens and gloves. We love you. We are a church that gives back to the community, and we want to let people know that you are, if you're living in a cardboard box, you're as equally as important as those people that are living in a mansion.
Well, welcome back. I'm still trying to bake the muffins. But finally, I think we're finished. I hope you enjoyed our show today. If you would like to make an order or donate muffins to charity, then please go to the website listed below. With every muffin order, we donate muffins to the charity of your choice. I call it giving your dough to charity. I also encourage you to donate directly to the featured charity today by going directly to our website and getting their information. Thank you very much for watching, and keep on dancing through life by giving to others through love. Let me finish baking these muffins, and see you next time.